Welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is January 24th, and that means day 24 of the 3DP 365 project. And on this episode, we're going to show you how we printed out the Mario Boo Cup, so stick around. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 24 of the 3DP 365 project. If you're unfamiliar with the project, check out the description below. I put a facts section down at the bottom that'll give you all the details. But for today's episode, we printed out this little Mario Boo Cup. And for this print, we used MatterHackers PRO PLA in the color of gray on our gMax 1.5 XT+. Growing up in the 80s, everybody loved Mario. So browsing around on Thingiverse, I'm always looking for cool Mario stuff to print for my wife and for myself too. And I came across this really cool Mario Boo Cup from Adafruit. So let's head over to Thingiverse and I'll show you where to download the model. Then we'll tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for this print. Then we'll fire up some of that time-lapse footage and I'll meet you guys back here at the workbench. Alright, so here we are at Thingiverse. Here is the Mario Boo Cup by Adafruit. And I'll put the link down in the description so you can download and print this yourself. And this is a very popular model. It's been collected quite a few times and there's quite a few prints here. And there are two different sizes. There's a small and a large. And we printed the small. So let's tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for this print. Alright, so here we are in Simplify 3D and I've dropped the model down on the print bed at 100%. And I did generate some support for this tail area here because I felt it needed it. So let's check out my process settings for this print. Under layer height, we ran this out at a 0.2 millimeter layer height with 4 top solid layers and 4 bottom solid layers and 3 perimeters. And of course, we switched back to the default setting of inside out for this print, but we did leave our start point at 300 millimeters as a specific location. I did run a brim on this particular print by entering 0 in the skirt offset at 4 outlines. For infill, I ran this out at 20% infill. Of course, we did generate a little support, so support is turned on. Under temperature, we ran this out at 207 degrees because MatterHackers PRO PLA likes to run between 205 and 208. Under cooling, we used a 2-stage cooling. For the first 2 layers, the fan will be off completely, and then on the 3rd layer, it'll kick up to 80%. And under speed, we ran this out at 40 millimeters per second. So let's hit OK, and let's hit Prepare to Print, and I'll show you how it slices. And it's a very quick slice, and it's a very cool model. So let me play this out for you and show you how it prints. And we definitely needed the support material back there. And there is a drain hole in this model too, so if you are creating this with lasers and goo, this is a very appropriate model for that kind of printer. And we'll speed this up to the end, and that'll show you how it prints. And of course, we've already printed ours, so let's fire up some of that time-lapse footage, and I'll meet you guys back at the workbench. Okay, so that was a cool little bit of time-lapse footage, and here is the little Mario Boo Cup. And of course, we printed the small version, and I'll put some close-ups in at the end like I always do. But this guy turned out amazing. There's a little issue here with the back of his tail with the support material that we generated, but I kind of expected that. But the rest of the model looks stunning. I'm really happy with the results of this. I'm definitely going to print the larger version, but this was more of a test print just to see how it worked. And also, we didn't run our outside-in perimeter setting in Simplify 3D with this. Because of this drastic curve, I thought for sure that printing the outside perimeter would create some waves. And I'm glad I didn't, because I think it probably would have. But instead, we just printed this the normal way, which is the inside perimeters first and then the outside perimeters. But either way, the print turned out amazing. And this MatterHackers PRO PLA in the color of gray looks awesome. And of course, my gMax 1.5 XT+ performed like a champ. Well, that about wraps it up for day 24 of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you found this episode interesting. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and join me again tomorrow for the very next episode of the 3DP 365 project. This guy's really cool. I'm definitely printing the larger one, and I might even gMax size this.